Hi, my name is Tim and I'm forgiven. You know, it doesn't give me any pleasure to say that the president is vile, but that's the best way, the best words that I've found to describe him. Now, his latest comments about oil and how it's the energy of the past is just stupid. And I don't like to call him stupid either, but I've got two choices. He's either stupid because he doesn't realize how oil has been the miracle invention of eternity, of life, not eternity, but of the existence of mankind. It has been the biggest soul invention next to nuclear energy, which we villainize it too. The two of them stand side by side as probably the most important discoveries in the history of mankind. And on the other side, where he understands this, but he's trying to villainize oil and for whatever purpose, whether it's power or making a name for himself or whatever, if he thinks he can pull this off over on the people, then he's stupid. So he's stupid either way. But I don't think that he thinks he can pull this off. I think he's power hungry and he's going to do everything he can to pull it off. I don't know if he thinks he can. You know, I think he really is stupid from the sense that he thinks that oil. Now I don't see. We can't get into his mind, but I understand one thing. Okay. Me and my wife were talking about why I was talking about this, and I thought, no, it has nothing to do with money. He's not. And then the budget came out, and the budget has money laid aside for green energy. Here he is talking all this plus about green energy, and then he piles a whole bunch of money into green energy. Well, we already know that Al Gore's tied up a whole bunch of money into green energy, and we know that some of the Democrats' friends have piled money into wind power, solar power, and maybe they were a little ahead of the curve. Maybe they had some ideas that this was the up-and-coming idea within our government. And perhaps a lot of Democrats in power have invested in the stocks of green energy. And this is a way of directing money back to them. You can always follow the money. The money always is the reason. It always is the reason. Power, money, greed, and lust. Ben Franklin was known for saying that beer is proof that there's a God and that he loves us. And I agree that that's one of the proofs. And also, oil is a proof that there is a God and that he loves us. Oil took labor off of men's backs in such a way that it can't be fully appreciated unless you go out with a horse and plow all day long and see what you can achieve, and then pull out a nice new tractor with all the latest and go out and see how much you can plow in a day and compare the two. Or, you know, take a trip, 10-mile trip in your horse and buggy to go to the doctor, and then turn around and get in your car and go to the doctor, 10-mile trip, and see which one you'd rather have to do, and understand how much oil has done for mankind. Oil was a godsend. Oil is a godsend. People have, we've got to get behind oil. We've got to promote its drilling and its refining for gasoline to the point that our politicians are listening to us and we're not listening to them. There's no reason for oil to be more than $25 or maybe $35 a barrel, except that we have villainized it to the point where it's costly to drill for, and it's limited. There's a limited amount of drilling allowed. And it is absolutely ridiculous to think that our government is restricting the flow of oil for any other reason except for power and money. Now, on both ends of it, you tax people, you get money. You regulate it, you get money. So here they receive taxes off of the production of oil. This stuffs their coffers. Then they regulate it. This makes the price of oil go up. This increases their take. You understand? This increases the government's take. Higher oil gets more money into the pockets of our leaders. And, you know, you might say, well, it goes to the government. It gives them more control, more money to spend, more money to allocate, more money to direct, more power. And then, as you're regulating it, it increases the price. There's fees involved with the regulation. Compliance costs money. And that money's collected by the government. So they're piling it up on both sides. It's a win-win for our government. And this kind of outrageousness, it doesn't only exist with oil. I mean, you can't go out and put a shed in your backyard without a permit. And it's old. I mean, there is a limited amount of regulation that is required. But at some point in time, it's outrageous and it's costly. And oil is costing. It's costing the poor people the most. The high price of oil is hurting people without money. You know, it may not be a big thing for our president to have to spend, which he doesn't do in the first place. But let's just assume that he was living on his own, out and away from politics, and he had to fill up his gas tank, you know, a couple times a week. And the price change is $10 a week. You know, amounts to $20 a week. He wouldn't know the difference. But you and I, who work hard for our money, $10 and $20 is a lot of money. Every time the price goes up 10 cents a gallon, it's a lot of money to us. And it's outrageous. And this is hurting our economy. The price of gasoline should be $1.35, $1.45 a gallon. And that would really, really, really drive this economy. It would free up a lot of money that you and I are spending on gasoline. Now, this money going into the government, is this going into our local businesses? Yeah, some of it is. A lot of it is foreign oil, though. And we're enriching these nations with our policies. Our policies allowing them to drive the price of oil over $100 a barrel. It's shameful and it's disgusting. Now, in America, people have the power to drive government. This is one of the remarkable things about the Constitution of the United States of America. It was designed to allow the people to keep the government in check. And we know this works. We have history to prove that you don't have to have Republicans across the board. As a matter of fact, all we needed to have was a Republican president. Ronald Reagan ruled. He did what he wanted. He didn't get everything. But he was so powerful that he got a lot of his things applied. And it changed America. It brought America back from a real low spot. So his ability to lead, his foresight to know what we needed was so remarkable that it led a country with Democrat House and a Democrat Senate. They couldn't do anything except what little they did do, but he did so much with them. But we don't even have to have a Republican president as long as we have people who are driven to do something. We all need to do something. We need to talk about politics. We need desperately to talk about oil. Oil should be $30 a barrel. It should be. But the only reason it's not is our government. That's the sole reason why oil is not $30 a barrel. And it is shameful. Maybe someday we can make this obvious and evident and we can change things. But it requires everybody doing everything they can do. And our grandkids' lives, my children's lives, their livelihood, is at stake. America is at stake. I don't want my kids to grow up under any other kind of government than the government that was designed and instituted by the Constitution of the United States of America. And if you and I pull together, we can lead this country as a people. God bless.